Hello and welcome to a Let's Play / impressions of Landmark. Now before we get going, a couple of disclaimers. This is my first attempt at a first impressions video, so I'm really not convinced I have the voice for this, but we'll give it a go and see. Second, you're going to see a pretty wildly fluctuating frames per second rating. It's holding around the 40 mark as you can see in the top left right now, but it's going to drop down to 10-15 seconds and create a kind of jerky look every now and then. A couple of reasons for that. One is the game is still in early access and hasn't been particularly well optimized yet. And secondly, my computer is not the greatest. Primarily it's struggling on the CPU, as you can see, which is only an old Phenom 965 quad core. Now while the Phenom can handle pretty much any other game, it struggles on particularly CPU intensive titles. So, okay, wave to the mad people. You'll also see a watermark in the video. I'm testing out software that isn't Fraps. I've got a 15-day trial, haven't paid for it yet until I see if I like it. It's supposed to be easier on the computer as it's recording. So, this is Landmark, which is a crafting and mining game. Now of course you're automatically going to assume it's along the lines of Minecraft, but I want you to get that out of your head right now. While it does share similarities in the fact that you mine materials, build new stuff, build awesome constructions of your own, it is very different, primarily in the tools it gives you to construct things. They're far more complex, more nuanced, and far more robust than what you find in Minecraft. So I've got a large amount of materials I needed. I spent all day yesterday kind of gathering things. I wanted to show you this. I'm in a random world at the moment trying to find some nice stuff, and I came across this thing. So that gives you an idea of what you can see. You also note the graphics are set to low right now just to try and combat bad frame rate. But yeah, check this out. I'm not even sure if it has a front door or if there's a way in. On the steps down here, the guy has built loads of forging materials and tools. Many of them new players are free to use, so that's always nice. Let's see if there's a door into this place. We'll go have a look. Anyway, Landmark is technically part of the EverQuest license. The developers changed the name to just Landmark to save confusion. They didn't want gamers thinking it was taking away from the development of the next actual EverQuest game. Well, check this place out. I've barely started on my home. I can hope it will one day maybe be half as good as something like this. I'm liking the water effect going on here. That's quite nifty. I think there was some stairs back here. Let's go check this place out. And the community around here, they're a bit quiet. Sometimes you don't see much going on in the chat, but they are a friendly bunch when you get to talking to them. They're always willing to help out. And there is a lot to learn. Right now, it's kind of tricky for newcomers to get into. There's a lot to learn. A lot the game doesn't really explain particularly well. And the layout of everything and the way you have to do certain things is not exactly intuitive. So, you know, for example, to build some of the early crafting tools you're going to need, like the Tinker's Workshop, the alchemy stations, you often need to gather materials that aren't available in your world. You need to jump to what's called another island. But, of course, the game doesn't tell you that. So, you know, you can spend a while running around the place trying to gather materials. But it does make it far more rewarding when you get everything you need. So, wow, this really is a nice place. So yeah, it makes it more rewarding. As I say, this is early access. I would expect that to be vastly improved by the time the game is actually released. You know, there'll be proper tutorials, more intuitive layouts and stuff, hopefully, ready for the full release. I'm also hoping for more optimization as we go on, which will make it easier to run the game, that sort of thing. So right, we're going to head back to my world now, because I have some of the stuff I want. So, I was in June, which is there, and we'll leap over there. Hopefully it didn't crash like it did last night on me. I honestly thought I'd lost about 2 hours of gathering work where I'd headed out into the worlds to find a load of materials I needed. So far though, my impressions of the game are very positive. I think they've done a really good job on this. I say it's far more robust than Minecraft. They're adding a lot in. They're promising player versus player combat, a refinement of the crafting system, caves, there's going to be a store where you can sell your custom creations for actual money. So the people who are really spectacular at building things are going to be able to earn genuine money. Whereas those that can't build, which will probably be me, will just sit there and admire all the lovely things. Let's go check this place out while we're here before I head over my unbuilt claim. Why would you make a front door up on half a cliff? What's up with that? No steps. No steps. Right, check this out. To explain how you do claims and why you're allowed to build, you start the game with what's called a claim flag. You go out into the world and you place this flag wherever you want, although obviously you are limited in where you can place it, depending if other people place theirs. That claim is then yours. You get a large square area where you are then allowed to build whatever you want. Around that square area is also an area where no one else is allowed to lay claim. That way, you know, it doesn't become too crowded in one small area. And then you can also make adjacent claims as well, so you can build bigger stuff like this kind of thing. Now, once you have a claim, you have to pay what's called an upkeep. Now, the upkeep is copper, which is a material readily available. If you don't pay the upkeep, you lose your claim. So, oh my god, what the... Right, let's go check that out. So yeah, if you don't pay your upkeep, you lose your claim. Copper is easy to find. In fact, there's some right there. We're not allowed to mine it because we're near this portal, but there's some right there. It's easy to find. You can pay your claim in advance, so I've got 8 days paid on mine so I don't lose it. The idea of this is obviously just to stop people claiming, you know, entire islands to themselves. If you did that, obviously you'd have a lot of upkeep to do, and you'd spend your entire life just mining copper. That is pretty cool. It's not looking too great because my graphics are on low, but there are some amazingly talented people out here. So right, point myself in the vague direction of my claim, which is over here. There is actually a Titan I can show you when I get there, so I need to head slightly to the left, so I'm going about that way. So we'll head around the mountain. We'll grab our pick while we're here. Do some things. So lots of things can be mined. This tree, for instance, this will give you basic wood, various other things. Different trees also give you different things. Ooh, thistlewood, I need that. Yay! Random crap. Thistle seeds. I believe I'm going to need that for building something else in the future, like a better pick. Oh. And this is the thing, once you start running around, you can get so easily distracted by the things people have built. I just wish I was able to run this game a bit smoother to really show them off to you. But sacrifices must be made. Check this freaking place out. It's got... Wow. These people are putting me to shame. It's embarrassing, it really is. Up the steps. It's the Shrine of the Four Seasons. God damn. I swear people do this just to make me feel bad. But as you can see, the tools at your disposal are for the creation of some amazing things. Not far from my claim, there's a girl building a Titan looking thing at the moment. She's asking for donations of stone by anybody on the way past, just to help in the construction. Obviously, to build something that vast out of stone, you've got to spend a lot of your time mining. So, for example, this is iron. So we're going to just mine some of this out. Now, in future updates, a lot of these resources are going to be in caves or further deeper down into the ground, just to make it harder to find, so you've actually got to really explore. I think a lot of those updates are promised to be coming at the end of this month. Let's stop mining, we really need to get to my claim. Show you some of the building tools, even though I am barely figured half them out myself. I'm still making up a lot of it as I go. But there is forums filled with people willing to help out. And of course there's people in here willing to help out as well. The developers are probably running around somewhere. You've got people that have been here since the very start. I think I'm still heading in the right direction roughly, am I? Turn slightly to the right. So we're going to go over that mountain. I should have just used a portal shard, but this just gives you an idea. Now there's numerous islands, each one slightly different, each one having different resources. especially higher tier resources. So before you head off to the higher tier islands, you want to make yourself some of the appropriate equipment to mine the materials there, such as marble, tungsten, that sort of thing. That can take a while. As I said, it's not particularly intuitive of what you should be building and when you need to build it, that sort of thing. But once you get the basics figured out and get going, the game obviously becomes a lot easier. You know what I should have done? Pole shard! I only have one, but for the sake of this, let's just insta-travel to mine. Ah! Ah! Right. Whoa. Okay, right, there we go. I hadn't actually used that before. Water is currently in the game, as you can see. Okay, I cannot move yet. Can I move now? Ah! Oh god! I think it's broken the game. Ah! There we go. So, yeah. Let's see, water's been added, but... Best Jesus Christ impression. Yeah. Yeah, they've not actually added the ability to swim or underwater stuff yet. That's coming in another update. So this is my half-built claim in the middle of nowhere. As you can see right now, I'm just attempting to build the floor, which requires vast amounts of rock. So, I'm going to zoom out a bit. I wonder if I can do it from down here. Hey. Oh god. Oh. Right, there we go. There we go. You know what? This is not working very well. I'm going to have to go up there. So yeah, at the moment I'm just building a floor, so it's not exactly spectacular. This is my forge. We're going to lay down a couple of the other ones I just built. They'll have to be moved later, but... So, we have the alchemy station. Damn you. There will do, and the Tinker's workshop there will do. So that'll help me in the construction of various things. Right now I'm just attempting to build the floor. So we're going to get out the selection tool, get ourselves to here, bump it up a bit, try and no, why you do that to me? Okay, now come out this way a bit, thank you. So, this is just a quicker way of building the floor. Try not to walk off the back. Ah! Seriously, as soon as I start putting things on video, it just all goes horribly wrong. Right. Select that edge. I'm wondering if I'm going to have enough rock to just do the whole thing in a one. That'd be nice. Let's try that. So we're going to run back up here. See, I've got 33,978 rock. Hopefully that's enough to do something with. So we're going to grab the add tool. We've got rock selected already. You can go in here, pick out from a vast selection of different things. So that's all dirt, rock, version, stone. You can have all this. Mine's just going to be nice plain stone. And fill. Oh wow, I did have enough for all that. Yay! Look at this. I only needed a tiny bit more. I wonder if I can finish that off. So this is going to be a balcony over here. My main house is obviously going to be in here somewhere. I don't know how fancy I'm going to get with this since it's my first attempt at building anything, but... Okay, let's see if we can finish this off without falling off the edge this time. Come on, right there. Yeah. Turn around this time. There we go. See, that's how we do it. Okay, am I going to have enough left over to do this? Did he get it all? He got it all! Yay! I filled my claim with rock. Woo! Almost. I've actually got over there to do as well. Do I want to make it wider? Do I really want to go mining a load of pointless, stupid stuff while I'm making an already quite boring video? No. Let's go show you a couple of things. So, back to that. Pick this. So here's some of the things you can build, but particularly right now I want to show you some of the props. So we can make things like rustic stone vault. No, it's not going to let me use the arrow keys. Ornate small chests. That's flags. You don't particularly want them. Conch shell. Okay. Shells. Starfish. Wooden buckets. Ornate pitchers. Metal rings. Now, obviously, if you're feeling particularly brave, you could actually build all these out of the tiny voxels yourself. Again, really skilled builders are going to be able to sell what are essentially props on the marketplace for probably good money if they're particularly good at it. Rectangular rugs, medium barrels, wooden benches, stone benches, ornate chairs. Ooh, I like that. That is tasty. Padded armchairs. Hey, for the more modern look. Wooden bed. Tables. So there's quite a vast selection. Maybe there's more as you get obviously better building materials. I am pretty low. I'm just starting out. Oh, I like that. Hey, I can actually build that. Copper ingots. I can get copper easily here. Rustic bookcases. As a book lover, you can bet I'm having some of them. Obsidian obelisks. Hanging horns. Paintings. Hey. Ooh, you can get glass windows. Lovely. Stained glass. Flower stained glass. Mailboxes. Rustic wooden doors. And it can be opened. Lovely. I'd be disappointed if it couldn't. An Andarian, which is an iron base for burning wood apparently. So there you go, I've learned something. Wall mounted braziers. Braziers. Boobs. Sorry. Small walled sconces. Small hanging sconces. Okay, there's a lot of stuff there. In terms of crafting stations, there's tech forges, alchemy, tinker's workshop, outfitters. Refining can get you saw tables, sifters, much more. So there's quite a bit there. Tool wise, you have line tools, adding tools, paint tools, deletions and selection. You also have tools for smoothing things out. I'm not entirely sure how that works, so let's have a look. Smooth. So we're going to replace that. There's also a heal tool in here as well, and possibly a variety of other things that I don't have a clue how they work. So let's have a look at the smooth tool. So yeah, nice and simple. Smooths out the rough edges. So let's try that. So obviously at the edge of something like this it's not going to work too well, but you can imagine you can use that to build lovely looking round objects, whereas in something like Minecraft you're largely stuck to square looking things. Then when you want to build things you can bring the size down to tiny amounts, so like that. So you can build quite intricate things and then use the smooth tool to hopefully do something with them. Let's see if we can give a terrible demonstration of that. So we're going to start with something random here. And then let me think. Oop, didn't mean to do that, so delete tool. Get rid of that. So this is very reminiscent of Minecraft here, where you're just placing down little tiny blocks. Get on there. And another one for good measure. The positioning could be a little awkward. I'd like it if there was sort of a free roam camera you could use for constructing things, like a floating camera, almost like Minecraft's creative mode. That would make it a lot easier to build some of the larger projects that we... But I suppose at least this way you have to do things like building a scaffolding and things like that. Oh wow, if you just keep holding it on, it just all vanishes. There is a delete button, which would be lovely, except oh wow. Well, that was not part of the plan. It's gonna be one of those days. Selection tool. Come, hey, where'd my selection tool go? Bring that back. Get in there. There. Go on, get in. So yeah, as you can tell, things are still a little bit wonky in places right now. Sure. They're planning on doing a lot of improvements, hence the early access. Now there is the big question of whether I would actually recommend buying this in early access. You see, when this does eventually come out, it's going to cost, it's going to be free to play, sorry. But at the moment, in early access, it does cost $16.99. I think that's the correct price. So it largely comes down to how you feel about the early access program. If you just use it to play games early and don't really give a toss about the actual idea behind it of helping develop games, then just wait. You're going to spend £16 on a game you're going to get for free anyway down the road when it's finished and complete, and a lot better than it is now. If you actually want to help development, then I do think it's worth it, because quite honestly, I am excited about this game. I think it has vast amount of potential. I think by all accounts, it, maybe not quite in its current form, but in many ways it is better than Minecraft, because it allows for a lot more advanced creation than Minecraft does. However, I don't think it'll ever be as big as Minecraft. Minecraft was kind of a one-off deal, you know. It's one of those things that comes along that just seems to have been at the perfect time with the perfect gameplay and the perfect visuals to go massive. I don't think Landmark could do the same thing, but I think it will find itself a dedicated community who love the tools on offer, and for very, very good reason. It does a lot of things right. So yeah, I'm excited about this game. I'm sorry I didn't show you more of the building off, but hopefully as I get further into the game, I'll make a couple more videos when I've got things set up that can show you some of the more advanced stuff you can do. Obviously you've seen a couple of things other people have built. In fact, we might just take a run down the beach in a second, and I'll see if I can show you this massive titan that's going on down here. But once they add in things like player versus player combat as well, it's going to make the game quite interesting. That's it. That's all I have. A floor. Reminds me, I want to build while I'm here though, I will build, well, not while I'm here, I'll do it later, but I'm going to build columns down here, I think, and then have an interlocking X pattern, assuming the line tool allows me to do such a thing. I'm hoping it does. Let's have a look at that. What kind of thing would that... Oh yeah, look at that, lovely. So I can have a kind of interlacing X pattern going on here. Lovely! I like that. That's going to allow... yeah, I can do a lot with that. Okay, right, anyway, distracted. So anyway, yeah, you can see, even from things like that, you can see it is quite flexible in comparison to something like Minecraft. Let's have a dawdle down here. I would mind some sand on the way, but I don't think I need sand. And that's the thing, gathering of the resources and things, that takes a while. It is a slow going game after a while. Who knows how good it looks on the highest graphics as well. You can just see the Titan up ahead. Obviously it's not popping in due to my terrible settings. But, to be honest, I'd rather have a semi-stable frame rate than none at all. The thing about this game is, at least when you're building, the frame rate's holding pretty steady, so that's fine for me. It's just sometimes when I'm running around like this and it's trying to load the environment in, then obviously problems start. So yeah, there's a massive Titan up there. Spider Kite never seems to leave. I'm sure she's always here. There's a second Titan, looks like it's going on here. That is new. That was not here when I was last here. And I was just here about 2 days ago. How the hell? Wow. Look at those fingernails. I know it's weird to focus on fingernails, but seriously. It even has fingernails. What's up with that? I wonder if I can... You can see the outline of another Titan forming here. I wonder if I can swap it onto higher graphics very quickly. Just to let you see this. So game settings. Let's go into the video. Resolution is running a bit lower as well, again, just try and help the screen rate a bit. The frame rate, overall quality, high. Has dropped my FPS straight down to 21 even though I'm just standing here. It's not improved it that much really, to be honest. Maybe it's just because things haven't loaded in, but look at that. That is cool. Can't wait. I'm not sure why there's a face down here. Maybe she's just practicing before she got way up there. Right, let's swap that back down before I suddenly get a frame rate that goes through the floor and I can't play. Set it to low. Can't keep it as low, as oddly enough there's a glitch in the game where if I start it on low settings, I just get a white screen and I can't get into the game. As you can imagine, that's quite frustrating. So, that is Landmark, technically part of EverQuest. My impressions of it at the moment is it's a great game. I am thoroughly impressed by it. It has a lot of rust spots, bad optimization, unintuitive controls and layouts. There's not a whole lot to do at the moment. Various crashes and bugs have hit me as well. But what's here, when it works, is brilliant. The mining's spot on, the building is really flexible. They're going to do an overhaul of the building and crafting systems as well, called 2.0. Who knows, maybe it'll be an entirely different game by next time I make a video, but I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it. And I think if they keep going down this path, they're going to have a truly fantastic game on their hands. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the final finished product. So, that is Landmark. This is my first ever Let's Play, first impressions, let's rant into a microphone video. I hope you sort of enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment, yell abuse at me, whatever. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll make more in the future.